It is well known that healthcare during the Civil War was primitive at best. Of the estimated 750,000 deaths, the vast majority resulted not from battlefield wounds, but from illness, disease, and infection. Amputation was a common treatment, and hospitals often offered little in the way of comfort or effective care. Against this backdrop, few would have expected much from a young Virginia woman who decided to open her own hospital for Confederate soldiers. Yet Sally Louisa Tompkins proved them wrong. Born in 1833 at Poplar Grove, her family's estate in Matthews County, Virginia, Tompkins grew up in privilege. By the time the war broke out, her father had died, and she was living with her mother in Richmond. Even as a child, she had shown a natural inclination for nursing. After the First Battle of Manassas in July 1861, she resolved to devote both her inheritance and her life to caring for the wounded. She quickly purchased the Richmond home of Circuit Court Judge John Robertson, located at 3rd and Main Streets, and converted it into a hospital. Stocked with the best medical supplies she could acquire, the Robertson Hospital was staffed by women from her church, St. James Episcopal, who called themselves the Ladies of Robertson Hospital. Tompkins stood apart from most hospital administrators of the time. Her insistence on cleanliness and attentive care soon earned her a reputation for extraordinary results. Word spread quickly among Confederate soldiers, so much so that wounded men arriving in Richmond begged to be admitted to her hospital. The Confederacy, however, faced another problem. Many soldiers exploited hospital stays to avoid duty, feigning illness or prolonging recovery. To combat this, the government required that all hospitals fall under military control, effectively shutting down private institutions. Tompkins appealed directly to President Jefferson Davis, and, in recognition of her hospital's success, he commissioned her a captain of cavalry in the Confederate Army. This commission allowed her to keep her hospital open and to draw supplies from military stores. She refused the officer's pay, but the appointment made her the only woman officially commissioned as an officer in the Confederate Army. The Robertson Hospital quickly gained a reputation for its remarkable survival rates. Commanders often sent their most desperate cases to Tompkins, confident in her skill. Supplies were always scarce: food, clothing, blankets, and medicine, but she met the shortages by spending much of her own money. When officials attempted to close the hospital in 1864, claiming it was overcrowded, Tompkins pushed back firmly. She reminded them that since the previous June, she had treated 337 patients with only 8 deaths, most of them the worst cases sent to Richmond. Her defense worked, and the hospital remained open. Her patients adored her. They called her Captain Sally, the angel of the Confederacy, and the little lady with the milk-white hands. She ensured every discharged soldier left with clean clothes, rations, and a Bible. Many fell in love with her and proposed marriage, but she always declined, gently remarking, "Poor fellows, they are not yet well of their fevers." The Robertson Hospital remained open until June 13, 1865, 2 months after Lee's surrender, when the last patient was released. In its 45 months of operation, it treated 1,333 men and lost only 73, an astonishing survival rate of 94.5% in such conditions. After the war, Tompkins remained active in the Episcopal Church and continued to be celebrated at veterans' reunions. At the Grand Confederate Reunion in Richmond in 1896, she even hosted a gathering of her former patients, renting a house and providing food and drink for them and their families. Yet, despite her fame, Tompkins entered old age nearly penniless. She had poured her inheritance into the hospital and other charities, and financial reverses took what little remained. She eventually accepted a place at the Richmond Home for Confederate Women, where she lived as an honored resident. Tompkins never married and lived into her 82nd year, dying on July 25, 1916, of chronic nephritis. She was buried with full military honors in Matthews County. Her legacy endured. 4 United Daughters of the Confederacy chapters bear her name, and a memorial stands in her honor at the Matthews Courthouse Square. At St. James Episcopal Church in Richmond, a stained glass window depicts her holding a Bible, robed in black, with an angel spreading protective arms above her. A lasting tribute to the woman remembered as the angel of the Confederacy. If you like this story and would like more, please like to help keep these stories alive. Comment to share your thoughts or ask questions. Subscribe. Join me in exploring our rich history through the people that came before us. Every interaction helps spread awareness and preserves our past. Thank you for being part of this journey.